Hi everybody, it's Keren here from tuppencecolored.co.uk and thank you very much for joining me. This is what I've been making today. As you can see, it's a bauble for my Christmas tree, and I've got a scene front and back, so it doesn't matter which side of it is showing. You'll still see a pretty picture, and if you want to stay with me, I'll show you how I made it. Here are the things that I'm going to be using today. The first thing, and the most important thing, is this plastic bauble. They come in two parts and they fit together like that. This size is 10 centimeters, which is about, I've measured it, about 3 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to take that apart again so that it doesn't go rolling around on my table. This is actually glossy white card, which I've inked up with the Aurora Borealis technique. Now, I've done a video before showing how I did this, and I will put a link in the description box below so you can go and see how I did that. This, I'm not sure how well you can see this. Let me see if I can make it catch the light. There you go. This is just a little piece of packaging material, and it's about, what, half an inch by about 2.5 inches, and I'm going to be cutting that in half. I have some Whisper White card, and I'm going to be stamping using Hearts Come Home and basic black ink. I'm going to be using the Hometown Greetings dies, and I'm also going to be using a little bit of Dazzling Diamonds glitter. To save us some time, I've done some off-camera preparation. So I've already cut out 2 circles of my glossy Aurora Borealis card, and I've been over to the Big Shot and I've die cut this piece of paper. It's Whisper White at both ends with the dies that I wanted to use. Okay, now I could have used 2 single pieces of paper, but you know what, I think this will work well with me, and I'm just going to show you now how I'm going to size that up. So I've got the bauble here that I'm going to use as a template, and I'm going to decide about where I want it. I want to finish. Now, I have done a little bit of pre-trimming. I've cut off some you know, I had part of a building there which I didn't want, so I'm deciding now pretty much where I want this, and I'm just going to take a pencil and trace around the bottom of the bauble shape just like that, and on this side I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, and now I'm just going to take my snips and I'm going to cut that out. Okay, now I may need to trim this to make sure that it's a reasonably good fit, but we'll just do this just for now. So there's one, and I've made sure that I drew on what's going to be the back of my I can't think of the word. The back of my card insert. Well, let's go with that, shall we? Okay. Right. I want to put some glitter on these pieces, so I'm going to do it now so that the adhesive has got time to dry while I'm working on the Aurora Borealis pieces. So I've got my Stampin' my liquid adhesive here, and I've also got a cheap cosmetic sponge, and I'm just going to dab 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 all over this edge here. Make sure I've got a nice coverage, and I'll come back and do the snowman in a moment. Okay, and then got my Dazzling Diamonds. Just shake that all over. Okay, and I'm also going to put some on the snowman and on this little roof here and this little roof and on the tops of the trees. It's a bit too much on the snowman. Whoops. That's okay. We dab it away with a sponge. And so, can you see the glitter? I'm not sure how well that's showing up. But in real life that's very, very glittery. Just about see it there. Okay, so I'm going to put that on one side to dry, and I'm going to do the other piece just the same. So while the glue for the glitter is drying, I'm going to stamp up my Aurora Borealis, is that a word? Pieces. So I've got my stamp, which is Santa and his sleigh, and I'm just picking whereabouts I would like this to be, and I'm just going to carefully press down, and I'm being very careful because the surface is glossy and I don't want it to slip, and pull away, and there we go. I have a lovely image of Santa going across in front of the Northern Lights. Okay, fingers crossed that I can repeat that on this piece. If not, there may be a very abrupt cut. Okay, so let's see, and down we go. And sometimes you just have to be brave with it. And there we go. Right, so I'm going to give those a couple of seconds for the archival ink to set on the glossy card, and then we can start putting it all together. Ready now to start putting things together, and I've gone ahead and I've put some dimensionals onto the back of my Whisper White pieces, and I've used 4 size dimensionals and a couple of the mini dimensionals behind the tree and the snowman. Now if you've only got the big dimensionals, then go ahead and cut them down to fit, and if you've only got the smaller ones, well then you just need to use a few more of them. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that down, and I'm going slightly inside the curve of the bauble there, and actually I kind of overshot the runway a bit there. So I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that at all, but never mind. We can take our scissors and we can make it right. Okay, and nobody will notice that when the bauble's all put together. So I've done that one. So let's do this one. I'm going to try and be a little bit more careful with this one, but you know what, it's just a little piece of paper. It's not life and death, and there are no stamping police who will come and get you. Okay, so that is starting to look really quite pretty. Now I want them to go back to back, so that whichever way you look at the bauble you get to see the Christmas scene. So I'm going to be putting them together with a little bit of liquid adhesive in a moment, but I'm just going to put these pieces into place. Now these are going to be what I use to attach it to the inside of the bauble, and I'm going to use glue dots to hold these in place because liquid adhesive won't set quick enough. So for now I'm just putting one, and the place where this is going to be least noticeable is going to be at the top and the bottom of the bauble. So that's where I'm trying to put them. Okay, and I've got them both pointing in the same direction. Right, and all I did with this actually was I cut that piece of packing plastic in half, and then I just bent it with my fingers. No specialist equipment was required or necessary. Okay. No. And now on my other piece, I'm going to put a nice generous dollop of liquid adhesive. All over. And I'm going to fit them together. Just like that. And now that just needs a little time for the adhesive to take effect. And there it is. There is my Christmas tree bauble. So all I need to do now is to go away and find some nice ribbon or trim to hang through the loop at the top, and I'm all ready to put it onto my tree. But that is it for today. I do hope that you've enjoyed this video, and if so, then I would love it if you would click that like button or leave me a comment, and I would really love it if you'd come back and see me again sometime soon. But for now, bye bye.